Hello and welcome back to a big time episode of the Bunch of Nuts podcast. Dan here at Big Cass. Just Cass, really slow news day. Not much to talk about at all.
Not much.
You know what? I forgot. Big news. Jay Sean Tate got paid.
And by the way, dun 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 dun. If anybody knows that, you should know. The smallest news of the day: the Big Ten is going to be the coast to coast conference in college sports.
It's gonna be, what is it? The Big 16 now.
I would call it the Coastal 16.
The Coastal 16. It's coast to coast. It looks like right now though it might be bigger than 16. Obviously, UCLA, USC are joining the Big Ten. It's official. Conference actually just tweeted out that they're joining, so it's done. It's happening 2024. Apparently, some places reported, and my buddies are texting me, Oregon and Washington just applied. So I would assume they're going to be in too. I think Oregon should be a lock to join too, because just their brand, Nike and everything. I think that's a huge get for the conference. Washington makes sense. They're a big player in that conference. But Cass, we were talking about this pre-show. I don't think the Big Ten's done. And, people have been kind of hinting at this today. I think we're going to have a mega conference. We were saying probably a 20-team conference. Who would you like to see join?
Well, realistically, I know everybody in the Midwest would love to see Notre Dame, but I don't know. I kind of like where the rivalry is. With the Notre Dame fans, I like knowing the fact that we kick their ass every time we play them, and we kick their ass in September. But I like the fact that them not being in the Big Ten. I liked it. I honestly liked it in 2020 when they were in the ACC. I thought Notre Dame they proved that they can win in the ACC. They went to the ACC title game. I like two schools in particular, and I'm thinking past football, because realistically you're going to see four great teams in each conference, and then you're going to see like four others that are going to be every once in a while pop up and be pretty good, and then you're going to see the rest of the conference that'll be bad. That's just my opinion. I think because I'm a huge college basketball fan, and so is Dan. I think if somehow they can pull, along with Oregon and Washington, if they could pull a Colorado and a Kansas, I know Kansas is in the Big 12. I can see that. The biggest player is what the ACC is going to do. What can the ACC do? And I think if I was the ACC, I'm calling up Navy. I'm calling up, I know you laughed about Tulane. But,
hey,
UAB.
Tulane
South
has more.
Florida.
Tulane has more SEC championships than like 3 or 4 teams in the SEC. Like, right. South Carolina doesn't have any. Vanderbilt doesn't have any. Tulane is actually historically a better football program.
And I think if I'm the ACC, I'm calling Notre Dame because, like I said, 4 teams in each Power 5. There's going to be 4 super conferences, 20-team super conferences. Think about the AC. Okay, think about this.
It might honestly be bigger than 20 cast. I could see being like a 24, like 12 and 12. I know that's crazy.
I could see that, but honestly, if I'm the ACC, I'm calling Notre Dame, and I'm calling a couple AAC teams. You could call 5 and then call Notre Dame, and then you have your 4 teams. You have Miami, Florida State, Clemson, and Notre Dame as your 4. The Big Ten, I think, would be Ohio State, Penn State, USC, and then either Oregon, Michigan, Wisconsin. That would rotate every year. And then, of course, the SEC would have Alabama. They would have, I wouldn't say LSU. I'd say Alabama, Florida, Georgia, and then others. SEC, But I like Kansas because they make Ohio State football money in basketball.
If you add UCLA and Kansas, that that in itself is like adding Duke and UNC.
And I would add Colorado just because the Nebraska can actually have a realistic rivalry.
I mean, and also it bridges that geographical divide. It's like when you look at it on a map, when you see UCLA and UCLA, USC and UCLA, you just see like there's like 3 or 4 states before the closest state, which is like Nebraska. It looks terrible. But if you put Colorado there, then it's like there's only 1 or 2 states, and it looks a lot better, especially if you have the like Oregon and Washington up on the coast, USC, UCLA, Colorado, Nebraska. At least the West kind of makes sense now. And then you add the Minnesota, the Iowa, Wisconsin, and it looks a lot more, palpable just looking at it. I know money's a big thing. I think Colorado is the best choice. I don't know if we're gonna get Colorado, but I think Colorado makes the most sense.
You've been hearing Stanford too is one of them.
Stanford would be a fantastic. How great would that be? The Big Ten just adds Stanford, and we still keep out Notre Dame. So now we just have all the smart, like the big institutions with like the super smart institutions that aren't Ivy League, but like no, Notre Dame's not joining. I think that would be the greatest thing ever.
I think the interesting thing too is Boise State. You'll have, they're obviously going to join the Big 12 / half the AAC. Half the AAC is going to go to the ACC. I think honestly, with Cincinnati and all them joining, the Big 12 is not far off with schools either now. I think if you realistically, you could add Boise State.
I think I have an idea for all this. It's almost
this is next week's show. Honestly, next week's show, we have to because there's going to be more tomorrow. There's going to be more stories tomorrow.
Yeah.
We know this. I think next week's show will be dedicated to Dan and Cass's four 20-team conferences. How about that?
Yeah, I just want to have an idea. I don't want to talk about who's going to be in the conference. My idea was it's a little different. You do 24 teams, 24 teams, because it allows you to add some more of those, like Memphis, Houston, like those Power 5 teams, those Group of 5 teams that should be in a conference, but they're not in a conference. You do about 24. That comes to
64.
24, 4 of them. No, that's
64.
No, 24 times 4 is it's more than 64. Hold on.
No, yeah, it is right.
It's 96. 96. That's actually a lot.
But
think about it. Hear me out though. This could work. We keep the playoffs at 4. In the conferences, you have pods. So in your pod, there's going to be like 6 teams in your pod because it's 24 in a conference. Divide that by 2, and then divide it by 2 again. So there's 4 pods. The top team in each pod plays so the top 4 teams in the conference play each other in a mini playoff to win the championship of their conference, and then the conference champions go to a playoff, the 14 playoff, and then basically the top 96 teams in college football are included. Sorry if you're like a Southern Mississippi or a Troy, you're probably not getting in this conference, but at least it represents more people. I think that is something that we could potentially see.
I like 20. I like 420s because I think 96 is too much. That's just me. 420s, is 80 teams. I mean, and you could do this. I mean, 1 year, I don't know how the scheduling is going to work because there's no way they're going to do it like NFL style where you're going to play 16 games. There's no way. I think
you can justify it now with online classes and NIL that you
Notre Dame
really can.
Remember, Notre Dame don't do online.
I have my solution for Notre Dame.
Okay.
You want to hear it?
Next week, Dan and I's 420-team conference. We'll do at least 20 team. That'll be the episode. We keep pushing back to scandal episodes. Every time we get hyped up to do it, boom, news Thursday news break. I call it the Thursday news break. But I mean, do your thoughts on Notre Dame, my friend.
So, all right, Notre Dame basically is in a precarious situation because I feel like they want to join the Big Ten. If they're going to join a conference, it makes sense to join the Big Ten between Ohio State, Michigan, now USC. They have those built-in rivalries. Obviously, they have the big buyout fee with the ACC. It's like in the hundreds of millions of dollars. It's insane. And additionally, someone did the math and stated that basically, even if Notre Dame did pay this, by the way, Notre Dame has like a $17 billion endowment. So paying that buyout fee, it's not great, but it's like, me spending $100 on something. So they can afford it. Basically, if Notre Dame, can't decide on a conference, I think, hear me out, they should just go to the Ivy League. Just go to the Ivy League, dominate the Ivy League. Because this is all they want. I think they just want to be seen as like a smart, prestigious university. So go ahead. We'll give you the Ivy League. You can beat up on Harvard, Brown, Princeton, Yale, make yourself feel good, get out of our lives forever if you don't want to join the Big Ten, and just go stay in the Ivy and go have, your Manhattans and your martinis at your networking events with the Ivy League people. I think that's what Notre Dame should do. Because I'm fed up with them. They can't decide. You were telling me pre-show cast, Stanford wants to join potentially. I think it would be the greatest thing ever. We got Stanford, Northwestern, Michigan, all like the smart non-Ivy League schools in the Big Ten, and we just said Notre Dame, nope, no thanks. Obviously, that's not going to happen. They're probably going to join, but that's my thoughts.
I think they're either going to join the Big Ten or join the ACC. I honestly would rather see them join the ACC.
Me too.
Honestly, that's not that I'm afraid of them. I'm not. I mean, I think we're going to beat them September 3rd pretty handily. But I mean, Colin Cowherd said, "Oh, it's going to open up recruiting for USC and UCLA joining. It's going to open up recruiting for teams like Wisconsin and Iowa." And I'm like, not really.
How? No one from California wants to go play in like Minnesota.
That's what I'm interested in seeing. A week 8 matchup, USC in the shoe or in the big house or in Happy Valley, which, by the way, we're not going to play USC very often. Think about it. Unless it's in the Big Ten title game or in the conference title game.
Yeah, I don't see. I'm not like. I don't think it's going to be that crazy.
Okay, this is a good Twitter poll question. What's the odds of seeing USC versus Rutgers than USC versus Ohio State?
I mean, I could see USC playing in Piscataway for some reason. I can picture
at noon. Did you see my tweet earlier on Twitter?
Yeah, it is so classic. It's just I can't wait. But
Ohio State's going to play Penn State at a 7:30 kickoff against the whiteout. USC, and say if you're flipping through channels, you can't find that noon game. You just click to the Big Ten, the Big Ten Network, and it's Brandon Godden and some former All Big Ten linebacker that's not named Joshua Perry or James Laurinaitis that thinks they know everything about college football, and you're going to watch USC demolish Rutgers in Piscataway.
I can't look. I got to tell you one thing. They got to get like Bill Walton calling like Illinois versus Washington, or like if that game happens, or like Purdue versus Oregon, we need Bill Walton. And
what about for basketball? Imagine this: Ohio State versus UCLA, 10 p.m. tip. Jay Billis is calling the action at 10 p.m.
I mean, it's
on ESPN, or it's on Fox, and Gus Johnson and Jimmy Jackson are calling it.
I think that's a Fox game, honestly. Yeah, UCLA Ohio State would absolutely be on Fox or CBS on a Sunday. I don't think that's that's not a game they would schedule on a Tuesday. We would play Washington on a Tuesday. I could see, not UCLA, but that would be awesome.
UCLA on a Saturday or Sunday. That following Tuesday or Wednesday, we're playing USC or anybody else in the West Coast, hands down.
Someone brought up a great thing though, and for some reason, my dumb mind couldn't adjust to the time zones this quickly. If they do like a noon kickoff in California for some reason,
9 a.m.
It's not 9 a.m. Well, it would be 3 p.m. Eastern our time. It would be 12 a.m. 12 p.m. noon on the East Coast. There's no 9 a.m. kickoff. That's not possible.
Well,
it would be noon.
No, it would be a 9 if they did big noon kickoff in USC for noon Eastern time. It'd be 9 a.m. kickoff. They've done it before.
That's just ridiculous.
But if it is a noon game out there, it'd be that 4. It'd probably be a 1 o'clock kick there, but it'd be that twilight 4 o'clock game.
That's much better. They do that.
They would definitely do that.
I don't see unless it's like the 9 a.m. game, you can do it, but do it like Rutgers or like Maryland. Don't
Rutgers out in Seattle against Washington. Yeah,
that's fine.
Anyways, we were talking a little bit basketball, but Ohio State's non-conference schedule out. A lot of Buckeye fans were complaining and stuff, and then on Facebook, like Cole Holtman plays a week non-conference. I'm like, people, do you realize who's in the Maui tournament? I mean, come on. I forgot. Like we play. There's San Diego State. There's one of those teams. I forget who's all in the Maui, but it's a pretty solid schedule because I think we're going to play 1 or 2, maybe 3 powerhouses in the Maui. I think somehow we'll lose in the CBS Sports Classic to North Carolina, and I think I'm with Dan. I think we're going to go to Cameron Indoor and upset Duke.
We're 100% going to upset Duke. No, I mean, I'm so confident in that. And Duke will be a good team. It's just somehow we're going to do that. I don't know.
What did I say? Justice Swing's going to drop like 35.
He's still hurt. He's still not like really doing much apparently. So I'm getting a little nervous about that, Cass. I don't know, Cass, but in the Maui, just so you know, it's Arkansas, Arizona, Cincinnati, Creighton, Louisville, Ohio State, San Diego State, Texas Tech. I was actually talking to someone on Twitter about this.
That's a solid list.
Yeah, no, and a lot of
because I like Arkansas State,
Arkansas and Texas Tech.
Honestly, if I was going back to Vegas, I'd probably drop money on Arkansas winning the whole dance.
Yeah, no, I mean Arkansas and Texas Tech are 2 pretty good programs these days. Sneaky good. Obviously Louisville has always been not blue blood, but they're pretty close. Arizona, same kind of deal. It used to
be a blue blood. Louisville used to be a blue blood.
Arizona, same kind of deal. Cincinnati, San Diego State, Creighton, just good, solid teams, and then us. So I do think we could honestly make some noise in it, but we'll go like 1-1 in it or something.
I think we'll go 2-1.
I see us winning our first game and then losing the next few. How many do you play in the Maui? Do you play 3?
3, yeah, something like that. I can honestly see us winning it.
I mean, look. If Holtman wins the Maui, he will buy himself 2 years in my book. 2 years. Because
if he wins the Maui.
I'm counting as a championship.
If he wins the Maui, he's not beating North Carolina or Duke, though.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's the science. But honestly, I would rather have us win the Maui just so I could say we won a tournament this year. And I'm hanging a banner. If we win the Maui, Dan's
gonna get kicked out of the shot because he's gonna make a makeshift Maui tournament. Hang it in the rafters.
Here, listen, people. I'm telling you, I'm a man of my word on this. If we win the Maui, I will wear a Hawaiian shirt and a lei for a whole week.
I have the shirt you can borrow.
Yeah, I'm a man of my word. I will Hawaii shirt, lei for a week. Not in the winter though. I will do it in the summertime.
No, you have to wear it in the winter, man.
All right, fine. Christmas break, I will do that.
And then when you and I go to a basketball game this year in the shot, you have to wear it.
Deal.
How about that? How about
deal?
That?
Deal.
You don't have to wear it for a whole week, but you have to wear the lei and the Hawaiian shirt.
We have to win the Maui first, though.
Yes.
If we don't win the Maui, the bet's
And
off.
It can't be against Robert Morris. Or it has to be against Michigan.
Realistically, though, on that schedule, what did I have us at? I think I was
played Michigan. We don't
play 8-3 or 9-2. I said realistically from that
I
schedule.
think I 100% agree with you too.
I mean, because look, I don't even know how we're gonna score this, but like Chaminade's exhibition, I didn't count that as a real game. Robert Morris win, Charleston Southern win, Eastern Illinois win, Maui Invitational 3-0. I'm gonna say Duke loss, St. Francis win, North Carolina loss.
Where's that North Carolina team played at?
CBS Sports Classic. I believe it's New York.
If it's in New York, Buckeyes winning.
Hold on, CBS Sports Classic.
Somehow North Carolina will get COVID and we'll have to play UCLA.
Our new conference opponent. Yeah, it's December 17th, Madison Square Garden. I might try to go to that.
All right, Buckeyes winning that, by the way.
So yeah, 9-2, 8-3. That's my.
And then we both agree that they're going to lose a lot of games in January.
100%. 100%. We're going to be flying high after the Maui win, and that's when it all goes downhill. And then that's when we're going to lose Kevin Durant because he's going to be like, yeah, I'm out. You see today they posted a picture of Kevin Durant, Ohio State basketball, saying my next move or whatever.
Dude,
but
Durant.
Holtman would play him as a center. Holtman would bench him.
Run the band as a center.
Holtman would be like, "Hey, KD, I appreciate your basketball prowess, but but we got a really good guy named Joey Brunk who I think can be something special. So you're gonna have to ride the pine here, KD."
Joey Brunk's gone.
I'm just using that as an example. We got you're great and all, KD, but we got Kalen Etzler. So just
bro. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to get KD to come to Ohio State, and then we're going to have a bunch of guys enter the portal. And Andrew Dockich's brother, David Dockich.
He has a brother?
No, I don't even know if it's real. I was just making it. He's going to run the point, and KD is going to be like, okay, it's just me, Zed Key, injured prone Seth Towns and injured prone Justice Suing. They're still going to be injured, but they're going to be playing. They're going to be like, okay, KD, go win it. Maybe Kyrie Irving's little brother will play too.
Yeah, and we're still going to somehow lose to like Nebraska in February on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday night, 9:00 tip.
KD's never been to Lincoln. He's shook.
Oh, anyways, Buckeyes got two defensive back commits, one flip from Georgia, and one flip from Texas Tech this week. So Ohio State still up in number one in the recruiting class for 2023.
I love this Calvin Simpson-Hunt commitment. I mean, he looks like a dog. Looking at him, he's an Adidas All-American. He's a scrappy guy. He's only 6 foot, 175 pounds, but he's really quick. I mean, he's fast. He kind of reminds me a little bit of almost like a Bradley Roby. I could see a little bit of it.
His sophomore year, he's going to be 6 foot, 215.
Yeah, he's going to be a dog, that guy. I just that's a recruitment.
Threw him the safety.
I could see that. I mean, that's just, you could just see guys who get recruited and you're like, huh, he's only 4 stars. And you watch him play, you look at all the measurables and you're like, I think they might have just completely overlooked this guy because that guy is going to be a dog. I'm telling you. I feel like that guy in the TikTok
somehow he'll be a 5-star after this year.
100%. I think that's a great. I think that's a great signing. I think he's scrappy, physical, fast. I'm excited about him. And obviously Kayin Lee too. Completely forgot about Kayin Lee.
Is that the kid that flipped from Texas Tech?
Yes. No. Simpson flipped from Texas Tech. Kayin Lee.
He's the one that
Georgia.
He's the one that flipped from Georgia, and I think he's the one that they'll probably move to safety.
He he's a 6'2" one. He's 6'2", 175.
Yeah, he's got the Josh Proctor size.
I agree. Yeah. I mean,
Speaking
I'm just
of
looking
which,
at this recruiting class, though, Cass. It's dirty.
no quarterbacks.
We don't need them on. It's just this class is so dirty. Just looking at like Ennis, Tate, Luke Montgomery, Rogers, Deion Johnson, Ty Lockwood, Kayin Lee, our boy Simpson, who we were just talking about before, Malik Hartford, Josh Padilla, Cedric Hawkins, Mark Fletcher, Austin Serveld, Bryson Rogers, and then last but not least, Will Smith Jr. So, like, I mean, that's.
Do you see Landon Pace is being looked at by Ohio State? He's a tight end. Orlando Pace's son.
I wonder, can he move well?
I think his name is Landon Pace.
I wonder like how smooth he is with his route running. I'm sure he's like the best. He'd be like the best blocking tight end we've ever gotten. I would not doubt that. I'm just curious.
I mean, Ben Hartsock was good. Jeff Hireman, those guys were good.
I mean, he's Orlando Pace's kid, though.
Yeah, 7 hours ago, Ohio State offers son of OSU legend Orlando Pace. Landon Pace is a tight end, the class of 2025. He's a high school sophomore.
Let me pull up the stats.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pulling it up. Keep talking, Cass.
Yeah, there's pictures of him wearing the number 88. He's on Twitter. I'm sending you the tweet right now.
He's only 6'2", 200 pounds, and they list him as athlete. He has a baby face, though. No disrespect at all.
He's
just like, wow. Yeah, he looks young. He's big though for a young guy. Like, he's just like, his frame is pretty big. Wow. So that's interesting. I could see. I mean, he's definitely gonna fill out. I think that's a smart offer. I think he's definitely a guy who, like, you get that guy in the weight room, he's gonna be big.
Yeah, I mean, he's got this. I think. Anyway, yeah, I think he's gonna be all right. Anyways, I don't know if anybody's caught my TikToks this week. I've made some nice highlights because I'm in like depressed Ohio State mode. Like, I'm ready for football season.
We're close. We're so close because you know why we're close, Cass? Because it's that random, like, it's about 2 months before the season. We always get like some random college football landscape changing news around this time each year.
Yep. And I think Marcus Ball, underrated blocker for Ohio State at tight end. I was watching the 2016 Oklahoma game, and I'm like, dude, this guy could block. He could block.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till we see Joe Royer this year, baby.
G. Scott, man.
G. Scott, Joe Royer. Let's go.
Mitch Rossi.
Cade Stover.
Mitch Rossi might be the most unsung hero player on this offensive roster.
Him and Stover, I feel like they're just the two guys who are just basically they're just linemen who we just move around.
They're gonna have 10 catches this year, maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns each, but they're gonna be like blocking studs, man.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I mean, I can't wait for this season. And by the way, to end this on my note, Terrell Pryor laid the wood against Minnesota.
Oh, he did. I saw that video. Yeah, I want to bring that video up because, yeah, that's how you run as a quarterback. I respect that. He puts his shoulder down, finishes that run. Also, the Ryan Shazier video I posted, is that the greatest goal line stop of all time for Ohio State cast? I know it's, the national championship, 4th down.
Not a goal line stand, though. A goal line stand, I mean, yeah, the national championship was goal line stand, but Dorsey dropped back to pass. Literally, you had the best running back statistically in the history of college football on 4th down, trying to run it in from the 1 yard line, and Shazier lays the wood, puts his helmet on the ball, and the ball flops out.
On the inch line too. He was breaking that plane if he didn't hit the ball.
I love what C. Grant did, but what C. Grant did was phenomenal. We won a national title, blah, blah, blah. That might win a lot. That might be number one in a lot of people's books just because of the winning the national championship. But also, dude missed his block on that play too. So
That's funny.
D. Grant read that perfectly. He was a linebacker with DB speed. But what Ryan Shazier did was phenomenal.
Yeah, it's just
also look up Mike Kudla recovers a fumble against Purdue in the end zone. I think it was in 2005 or 3, 4, or 5, one of the years. Yeah, that's a good one. Those are the only two that I can think off the top of my head. Oh, by the way, Cameron Hayward picks off.
that's not a goal line stand. That's just a fat man running.
Dude, yeah. Jerron Cage and Cameron Hayward had two of the best interceptions. Even though Hayward didn't score, Jerron Cage did.
I've never heard the stadium louder when Jerron Cage was running down the field. I like that's honestly the loudest it got last season for sure. Obviously, it might have been louder in the Michigan game that one year.
Yeah. And then Chris Gamble, man. And then a highlight of Chris Gamble, just dude was a dog. And then underrated, Sean Springs' interception against Notre Dame was unreal. The other highlight I posted.
By the way, Cass, as we're kind of winding down this episode, we forgot to touch upon this because we talked about it in the beginning of the show. Harbaugh.
This will end it.
Yeah, this is. I mean, we're going to take the next probably
11-hour layover with Delta.
He looks like a child out there. It's actually he looks relaxed. I'm happy for the guy. I'm happy he's taking it easy. He's not really trying this hard this off season. He's resting.
He stops at Chick-fil-A during his 11-hour layover,
eating a chicken, which he has said is a nervous bird, and now the guy's eating the chicken. I'm telling you, that's not a good sign for them.
Then he finally gets on vacation. He's relaxing, and he's rapping, dude. He's living the high life. He beat Ohio State. But as that's happening, he's losing recruits.
As it's happening, his conference is completely shifting. University's not creating any NIL fund. Ohio State's getting angry because Notre Dame's, fueling them with hate. And he's just kind of in his own little la-la world. I love it because I know in November it's going to be doomsday for him, but enjoy yourself now, Jimmy. Have a blast. Don't work too hard. That's all I got to say.
Keep rapping to Eminem.
To be fair, at least Eminem is from Michigan, so that does make sense.
It would have been funnier if he was rapping to Bow Wow music. He's from Columbus.
Yeah. or yeah, I would rather have Eminem, to be honest.
Me too, but no. What if he was rapping Machine Gun Kelly? Come on.
MGK.
Who Eminem made him go punk rock. Literally.
Well, yeah. You're not wrong. Oh man.
Next week's the 4th of July, everyone. This weekend's the 4th of July, everyone. I hope everybody has a great holiday. Stay safe. Don't pull a Jason Pierre-Paul. Is his name Jason Pierre-Paul?
Yeah, JPP. Be careful with the font. Well, I am Jason Pierre-Paul, the Blue Jackets goalie too. RIP.
Yeah.
So
don't play with fireworks if you're highly intoxicated, please. Enjoy the holiday. Have you some hot dogs on Monday. Nothing like being in America, celebrating the holiday with fireworks and eating a hot dog.
It's $10 now, $10 more now to throw a barbecue.
Yeah. Everybody enjoy the holiday because you know what? After this, we're only 3 weeks away from fall camp. From Ohio State getting their quest for their 9th national championship. By the way, I've been hearing rumbles that CJ Stroud has that look in his eye.
Good. He better. He better at this point. My man's gotten paid. He's got a new car. All he has to do is just literally put his head down and get that first down. That's all we ask now.
I guess he's really taking the Michigan loss serious, as he should. I mean, but on the field is getting their black pebbles today. Got their black pebbles. So
Braxton, the turf.
Yeah. Braxton, steer away. We don't need any more black pellets hopping in your eye when you're scrambling for a run. Maybe that's why CJ Stroud don't run. You don't want to get a black pellet in his eye. By the way, that
honestly, have you ever gotten a black pellet in your eye or
Yeah,
just like I've gotten I still have like a mini scar from it. I've gotten black pellets stuck in like my equipment, and it just like pressed against my skin to the point where they get like stuck in your skin. You have to like pick up. Yeah, you have to like pick them out, and I hate that. It's just
All right, before we leave, wonder what the odds of Big Cass when he works in the Michigan game.
Good for you, buddy.
Yeah. But I'm sure if any more Fox games come out, I'll probably be working. What's the odds of Big Cass finding another headband on the sidelines while I work? I still swear my headband's Kayvon Pope's from when he walked off.
Well, is it going to be from someone quitting, or is it just going to be a headband?
I think just a headband.
I would say probably 60% chance this season. If it's for someone quitting, it's 10%, I would say. My culprits would be like a Julian Fleming, because he has wears a, or Terada Mitchell. Those would be my, and I have no evidence to say that. I'm just going off guys who wear headbands who I could see them doing that.
I think most because Mitchell is a captain.
Yeah, I don't think they would either. I think they're good guys, but
yeah,
I guess that's who I'd throw my money on.
So next week we're going to skip scandals again, and we're going to come up with our 20-team conference team.
We are, and whatever crazy breaking news happens 2 hours before our show, because that's how the week went. It was kind of slow, and then it was brand new conference, 2 new commits. Berm, no, not Berm. Austin Ward Jordan's 97.1. And then I think we missed another thing or two. Urban Meyer probably opened up a new restaurant. I don't know.
He opened up a gas station.
Yeah, or something.
Dude, he could probably make bank now at a gas station. The Urban Station.
It's a gas station
marathon
that doesn't serve Lambos.
It's a marathon. It's a gas station that don't have gas. It's for electric cars.
It's a gas station, and if you pull up in a Lambo like Josh Lambo, you're gonna get kicked.
It's a pump station brought to you by Marathon, and it's gonna have Hunt's Brothers Pizza.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. That's enough of the show. All right. Yeah. That's cut it there. All right. We got a minute left. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Bunch of Nuts podcast. Have a happy 4th of July. And as always, go Bucks.